What's going on, guys? Today I'm back with another H.A.T format replay review for you guys. If you're interested in sending in your H.A.T format replays, you can go down to the video description and find all the information on how to go about sending those in. Anyways, the matchup I have for you today, we have Dr. House 95, who is going to be on Hero Beat, versus Sylvan Spieler, who is going to be on Dark Hero, which is kind of like Destiny Heroes, but like sort of a Beel's Turbo deck, so sort of like a Norlaris Turbo or Twilight deck in a sense, though it's a little more focused around the Destiny Hero monsters. So hopefully this will be a good match. It's definitely going to be an interesting one, I would say. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Here, it looks like Dr. House is going to win the rock, paper, scissors and get to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Emergency Call, Fiendish Chain, Compulse, Neos Alias, and Ice Hand. And on the other side, we see Upstart Goblin, Trade-In, Dark Lord Zerato, Dark Grepher, and Destiny Hero Malicious. Real quick, I'll go over Dark Lord Zerato, as I'm sure a lot of people probably haven't seen this card before. It was definitely played during the Dad era, like Dad Returns and stuff like that. It was a pretty cool card. Basically, it says if you have 4 or more dark monsters with different names in your graveyard, you can tribute summon this card by tributing 1 dark monster, and you can send 1 dark monster from your hand to the graveyard, destroy all monsters your opponent controls, and once per turn during the end phase, if this effect was activated this turn, destroy this card. Really neat card. And anyways, here Dr. House will get a draw for turn, getting a copy of Emergency Call. From here, they are going to pick up a copy of Neos Alias before summoning the Alias and setting 3 back row, in a way kind of bluffing that they have a Gemini Spark or something like that. Anyways, over to Sylvan Spieler, they will get a copy of Into the Void, and they're going to start their turn by activating Trade-In, getting rid of the Dark Lord Zerato, and drawing into a Rhoda and a copy of Meli. And here they are going to pick up a copy of Destiny Hero Diamond Dude. This card says once per turn, you can excavate the top card of your deck, and if it is a normal spell, send it to the graveyard. Otherwise, place it on the bottom of your deck, and during the main phase of the next turn, you can activate the effect of that spell card in your graveyard, even if you no longer control this card. And this is going to be copying effects, so if a card has a cost, then you don't have to deal with the cost. Really like neat and cool card. And anyways, from here it looks like Upstart's going to be activated, drawing into a copy of Plague Spreader, and next up Into the Void, basically being a Upstart Goblin here, getting a copy of Summoner Monk, which unfortunately is somewhat of a dead card here, though Sylvan's hand definitely is very strong. Having the Grepher and a Mali means they can special the Grepher. They also can kind of, if they want to, normal the Diamond Dude after. They have Mali plays. By using the Grepher, they can get rid of, say, the Summoner Monk, or more than likely the Plague Spreader zombie, and then do a lot of plays with that. So it will definitely be an interesting turn for them, and they are kind of on a clock in a sense where they have to use their whole hand, or they are going to lose it via the Into the Void. So here they are going to special summon the copy of Dark Grepher by getting rid of the Mali, then using Grepher's effect and pitching the Plague Spreader zombie, and here they are going to get rid of another Plague Spreader zombie from deck. After that, they are going to normal summon the Diamond Dude using the effect Excavating, or I guess, is it Excavating? Yeah, it is Excavating, a copy of Plasma, which unfortunately is not a spell, so it is going to go to the bottom of the deck. After that, Sylvan is going to overlay into a copy of Exciton, which definitely is going to force some back row here, and Exciton's going to activate, and that is going to be met with the Fiendish Chain. After that, Sylvan does still have plays. They are going to use the Plague Spreader zombie in graveyard, putting back a card from hand, which was, I believe, that other copy of Mali, and summoning it out. After that, going and using Mali and special summoning a Mali from deck. And after that, it looks like Dr. House was thinking for a second there, maybe thinking to use the Compulse or something to get rid of the Plague Spreader zombie, though they do know that there is another copy in graveyard, and obviously that is not a once per turn effect. So here they're going to think, but they are going to allow the synchro of Beel's to happen. After that, using the other Plague Spreader zombie, bringing it out, and then from here using the Mali again and summoning another copy of Mali, after that synchroing into a copy of Void Ogre Dragon. Now that does become a little bit of an issue in a sense, because because now they have no cards in hand and they do have a spell or trap negate. And so obviously this Compulse is a little late. If I guess in theory, maybe Dr. House was thinking if they summon Beals and they just bounce it, they're going to make it again anyways. Maybe they weren't expecting the Void Ogre. Maybe they were expecting, say, like a double Beals or something like that. That becomes a little better when the Compulse is there. But let's see how they choose to go about this, going to battle phase and just running over that copy of Alias. And obviously, Dr. House should not be taking any damage because, oh wait, no, they do take damage. Yeah, the Exciton was negated with the Fiendish Chain. So they are going to take damage here. My apologies on that. And here they are just going to pass. Here, Dr. House gets a copy of Miracle Fusion, which is honestly just an amazing card in this situation here. Going and setting the copy of Ice Hand, which Sylvan doesn't have any back row, so this won't be super impactful, but here they're just kind of trying to get this in graveyard, play it a little slow, and then they can always go for a Miracle Fusion play. Also, the deck, the Hero Hands deck usually doesn't play that many monsters, so maybe also just trying to clear this out of the way, so then on the next turn, if they see a spell or trap, they can go Alias and then use, like, say, the E-Call to get a Bubble Man and then make a rank 4 plus a Miracle Fusion play, but again, we will have to see. Here, Sylvan Spieler will get a copy of Trade-In, and now that they have a card in hand right away, Dr. House in draw phase is going to use that copy of Compulse, and they are going to get rid of the Void Ogre here. Next, it looks like Sylvan Spieler is just going to go to battle phase and attack in with the Beals, getting rid of the Ice Hand, which won't be able to float, and then passing it over to Dr. House, who gets a copy of Hero Blast, which is definitely a solid card. It says target one elemental hero normal monster in your graveyard, add that target to your hand, then if your opponent controls any monster with attack less than or equal to the targeted's attack, destroy one of them. And we know that Alias does count as a normal monster because it is a Gemini monster. So anyways, here it looks like Dr. House is going to set a couple back row before normal summoning the Alias, using the E-Call and grabbing a copy of Bubble Man, which is definitely what we were expecting. So after that, Bubble Man can now special summon itself because it was the only card in hand. And then here we are going to see Dr. House go into a 101 play, taking the copy of Beals, and now they can go and use the Miracle Fusion, getting rid of the Bubble Man and Alias in graveyard and summoning a copy of Shining. And Shining does just need an elemental hero monster and one light monster, so obviously going for this over something like, say, an Absolute Zero or something, just so that this is on the field, and, you know, when it leaves, it'll be able to add back some of these resources. It also gains a bit of an attack buff, so a very solid card. And so from here, yep, they're just readjusting the attack, going to battle phase, running over the Exciton, and then attacking in with the Shining over to Sylvan Spieler, who gets a copy of Destiny Draw, and unfortunately, that's not really going to do it, so they are just going to scoop it up. Moving on into a game number 2. This time, Sylvan Spieler will get to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Neos Alias, Gemini Spark, Compulse, Fiendish Chain, and E-Emergency Call. Kind of a similar hand to the last game, though this time they actually do have the Gemini Spark that I kind of joked about the last time. And on the other side, we see Trade-In Rhoda, Allure of Darkness, Plague Spreader Zombie, and Upstart Goblin, and they do get a draw for turn, getting a copy of Soul Charge, which is very strong. This deck can do some nasty things with Soul Charge, and they have a lot of gas in hand, so let's see what they can actually do with this. Here, they're going to activate Upstart, getting a copy of Dark Lord Zerato, which is perfect for that trade-in, which they are going to pitch right away. And here, drawing into a copy of Schwarzschild Limit Dragon. This card says, if your opponent controls a monster with 2,000 or more attack, you can special summon this card from your hand. Very interesting card. And it looked like they had also got a Summoner Monk there. I forget if I mentioned that. Anyways, here they are going to go and activate Allure, drawing into Soul Charge and Summoner Monk and getting rid of one of those Summoner Monks. After that, they are going to summon Summoner Monk. It gets switched to defense via its effect, then using the effect, pitching a copy of Rhoda and going and summoning a copy of Greffer. After that, using Greffer and pitching the Plague Spreader Zombie to send a copy of Mali before overlaying into a Lavalval Chain, detaching Greffer, and sending a copy of Destiny Hero Dreadmaster, which part of this I'm guessing is just because it's another level 8 that works with Trade-In and the copies of Destiny Draw. Being level 8 is also relevant. I don't think its effect is really going to matter because I'm pretty sure it has to do with Clock Tower Prison, but I'll go over it anyways. It says if this card is special summoned by Clock Tower Prison, destroy all monsters you control except Destiny Hero monsters. Also, after that, you can special summon up to 2 Destiny Hero monsters from your graveyard. After this card is is special summoned for the rest of this turn. Destiny hero monsters you control cannot be destroyed. Also, you take no battle damage when they battle. The attack and defense of this card are equal to the combined original attack of all other Destiny hero monsters you control. So as you see, no real relevant effect that you need to worry about here, but moving on, we are going to see a Soul Charge play here, going for that copy of Dreadmaster, Malicious, Plague Spreader, and Dark Lord Zerato, so it would be to assume that they are probably going for an 8 and maybe a rank 8 as well. So this could be pretty disgusting what they do here, going for a copy of Felgrand before synchro summoning into a copy of Stardust Dragon, and then they do have enough cards so they can use the Plague Spreader zombie, putting a card back on top of the deck, and then using the Mali in graveyard to summon another Mali before going and synchroing into a copy of Void Ogre Dragon and then setting that Soul Charge. So they have a Spell and Trap negate, they have basically a Destruction negate, and they have the Felgrand. So very strong board, honestly. Though they are down half life, that is pretty solid. And so now we will see how Dr. House plays through it, drawing into a copy of Breakthrough Skill. And from here, it looks like they're going to start their turn by normal summoning Alias and going to battle phase, just running over the Lavalval Chain and maybe trying to see if this back row was anything real or something, or just in general trying to out the Lavalval Chain is good. And then here, it looks like they are going to set 4 back row over to Sylvan Spieler, who gets a copy of Plague Spreader Zombie, and we will see if Dr. House chooses to go and use something like this Compulse right away like they did in the last game. And they are going to do that, trying to out the Void Ogre, but here we are going to see the Felgrand activate, targeting the Void Ogre to make it unaffected, so it will stick around here. And after that, it looks like Dr. House is going to go and activate the Fiendish Chain on the Felgrand, so kind of dealing with both of these here. And Sylvan says it's good, and then chaining the Breakthrough Skill on the Stardust. So that means that because this is now negated, it kind of turns on the copy of Gemini Spark here, because even though this will tribute itself on the field, and attributes for cost, it's already, the Breakthrough Skill's already resolved on it, so it will just tribute itself and be negated, so there's not really a reason to do it. But very strong play here from Dr. House, who had like the perfect cards, and now we are going to see Sylvan Spieler get to start off their turn using another Soul Charge here, going for Dark Lord Zerato and the copy of Plague Spreader Zombie and Mali. So, you know, Sylvan Spieler is taking a big risk here, going very low in life, using the Zerato, pitching the Plague Spreader to try to blow up the copy of Alias here, and Dr. House is going to chain that copy of Gemini Spark, going and popping this copy of Plague Spreader Zombie, and then getting a drawing into another Alias. Also, this Plague Spreader Zombie, was this summoned off of... I'm kind of already forgetting if this was summoned off of its own effect or not. If it was summoned off its own effect, it should be banished at the moment. If not, then yeah, it just goes to graveyard. I don't think it's going to be relevant in this situation, it seems like. But anyways, overlaying into a copy of Felgrand. So going for another Felgrand, since, you know, that Stardust was a little useless there at that point in time. And then here, it looks like just passing. Here, Dr. House gets another copy of E-Call, and honestly, this is very strong, given they have E-Calls over the actual hero monsters, because they can kind of summon the Alias, go and search a Bubble Man, given, yeah, they didn't have a Bubble Man this game. And then maybe even if they play... No, I guess they couldn't do like a Heartland Draco play because of the Felgrands. But they could definitely probably put something up to at least stall out. Maybe if this deck is playing something like Crazy Box, because the deck sometimes plays skill drains and stuff. But let's see what they choose to do here. And it looks like they are going to do that, going and summoning the Alias, setting the other E-Call, activating E-Call for a Bubble Man, special summoning it. And then here, it looks like going for a copy of Black Ship of Corn. So they are going to try to, you know, get rid of this copy of Mali, and that would do 1,000, but we are going to see the Felgrand activate, but that is going to be met with the Breakthrough Skill, and here we are going to see Sylvan scoop it up there. Honestly, I really want to show off this kind of dark hero deck. I think it's really neat and very interesting interesting. I always like kind of the soul chargey decks, and always a fan of the whole Beals type interaction, which I'm referring to basically being Mally and Plague Spreaders. But overall, really cool little match here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it, comment any questions or videos you want to see in the future, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified anytime I put a new video out, share this video with your friends, and anyways guys, I will see you in the next video.